Today we'll be doing a review of the new West Rock Mountain Preserve. I hope y'all enjoy. Hey y'all, welcome to the world of the outdoors. Today we're going to be looking at the West Rock Mountain Preserve in the city of Hueytown. We're going to go walk these trails and see how good they've done. Kind of funny they've turned this into a park. When I was a kid, and even up until probably 5-6 years ago, there was a four-wheeler track up here on top of this mountain, and well, it's supposed to be up here riding, but people used to ride all the time. I haven't been up here in 20 years on top of the hill, but my cousin used to ride this all the time. Flipped the four-wheeler a few times. In fact, flipped the four-wheeler on top of him, and one of the people that live up here in one of the neighborhoods was up there riding and luckily found him, and he ended up not being hurt too bad. He didn't have to go to the hospital or anything, but it turned out as bad as good as it could have. Heck, he even claimed to have seen a mountain lion up here one time. I apologize if you hear my heavy breathing. I'm a fat boy. This is not all uphill, but it's uphill. But I will say, so far this trail seems to be pretty easy to walk on. Good sandy ground, not many roots or rocks or stones sticking up to trip you up. Definitely a good place to bring a kid and explore a little bit. And that's what this whole page is about, getting people outside and exploring, figuring out what's out there in the woods. A lot of kids just don't do that anymore. And I think, well, it helped me growing up to get out there in the woods. As I'm sure you can probably hear, there's them cars going down the road. I'm sitting here looking at the highway as I'm walking up this trail. But that don't matter. The further you go, the further you get away from the cars. I did notice down there at the parking lot, they had some handicap parking. Not to sound insensitive, but I don't know that I would bring anybody in a wheelchair up this road. Yeah, I would say it's wide enough for a wheelchair, but it's rough. Too rough for that in my opinion. And well, it's uphill, but if you're willing to do it, everybody needs to be able to get outside. I just don't know that this is the best place for someone in a wheelchair to come. All right, so we've got up here on top of the hill, and got up here to a service road. You can see the gravel. I'm gonna let y'all see this little sign here. Actually, it goes back down the hill, called the Mine Shaft Trail. It winds down through there. I noticed it down there at the sign. Might try to go back down it when I go down that trail when I go back down the hill. Get up here to the top. If you notice, service road, not open to the public. And this one says service road not open to the public. But for you to be able to take a rest, there's a park bench right here. So that's pretty good. We're going to continue on down this trail here. And I want you to see this. Got a sign there for the Mine Shaft Trail. And this one's for the Gopher Burrow. the gopher burrow is the one we started on. So we're going to continue on down that one and see where it leads to. Down there on the sign, it seemed the gopher burrow is the main trail going up here on this ridge. So far, this has been a good hike. Pretty day outside, not too hot. It don't sound like it's not too hot. You got them cicadas screaming in the background. They're awfully loud today, but hey, it's summer in Alabama. It's unusually cool today. So, it's a really good day for a hike. Don't seem like there's a whole lot of humidity either. I want y'all to see something. So there, I don't know if you can see it. There's a piece of tin down there in the woods. Now we're up here on top of this mountain. Nobody lives up here. Back in April 27th, 2011, big tornado come through this area. It's about a mile from here, across 15th Street. And well, a lot of times you see trash out in the woods like that. It's from tornadoes. This is 2026, and that was 2011. I mean, it's been there 15 years if that's what that's from. And that one did a lot of damage. About a mile wide, tore up Tuscaloosa, tore up Pleasant Grove. I was actually at a house right up the road from here. Went outside and didn't know what was going on. Just seeing the weather in general, looking at it and see if it was raining. And man, I started seeing plywood fall out of the sky. That told me right then, I need to get inside. I don't know what it is about us Southerners, but when we know there's a tornado coming, we want to go see it. Yeah, so far I'd say they've done a really good job on this trail. I've been to other trails, and well, Moss Rock Preserve is one of them. They got multiple trails. It ain't this smooth. Now, it's been there a long time, but comparing the two, this one's easier walking. And I'm glad Hueytown has decided to do this. We've been needing something like this around in my area for a very long time. I think it'd be nice if we could get some trails or something like this, preserves, if you want to call them that, down around Oak Grove. On down toward Rock Mountain Lakes. Adger. Just places that you got people, they want to go out in the woods, walk around without trespassing. There, y'all. This trail's even called Tornado Alley. Says it's more difficult. We're going to continue on down the Gopher Burrow, I think is what it's called. At least for today. Might come back and check out Tornado Alley at some point. Now this trail here, it gets to, there's some more rocks sticking up out of the ground. A little bit rougher. One back uphill. Yeah, folks, I definitely suggest getting out here on this trail, walking with the kids. This is a good one. Going back up here, I guess this is another service road. Probably the same one as we crossed earlier. Yeah, this mountaintop. All right. Let's see here. This ain't a service road. Where are we at? Oh, me. We hadn't hardly... Okay, we're at the end of the Gopher Burrow. And this is the mountaintop trail. Oh, we're not at the end. We're just at the crossing. I'm seeing it now. We're going to go down this mountaintop trail. It seems to be pretty easy walking here. You can come up here and ride your bicycle if you want to. There's another park bench that they've taken asphalt. They ground I don't know what you call it, but where they ground asphalt up and put it down on this trail. This is a good road right here. Very good road. I hadn't done all the research on this. No, I think it's made for you to be able to ride a mountain bike up, hike. I think they were talking about doing like a horse trail, so folks can ride their horses. I think that's supposed to be like in a phase 2 or something. I'm going off what I've heard off of the news, and I think it may have been on AL.com, or the article I read on this. I could be wrong. It's one of them Alabama news pages. Folks, I want y'all to see something. This pine tree right here, dead as a hammer, right here on this trail. That will be coming down at some point, whether somebody takes it down or it comes down on its own. If it comes down on its own, I hope nobody's up here near it. Man, this is a pretty spot. Look how the trees just kind of encapsulate the trail. Quiet up here. I do think I hear a train way off in the distance. Probably right over there in Bessemer, where it sounds like it's coming from. It's a nice quiet day today. Ain't nobody up here. That's another park bench up here to stop and take a rest. So we're right here at a trailhead. Byron's Pass trailhead, more difficult. This is no four-wheelers and no dirt bikes. See that on that bottom part of that sign? We're gonna keep walking. I think they said this is 0.7, so 7/10 of a mile. This top trail. That isn't all that far. I always like to get out and spend an hour or two, even if that's all I can get in the woods. See there's more tin. That's a bucket. Looks like that might be a piece of tin off of maybe a ridge vent of a house or a barn, or a ridge cap. I'm telling you, that tornado is slung trash everywhere. I mean everywhere. Millings, asphalt millings. That's what I was thinking of. That's what they've coated this road in, asphalt milling. Like we got another sign coming up here telling us where we're at. Let's go find out. So folks, we're back up here at this next sign. So looks like we got Tornado Alley to our right. Yep. And Victory Lane, Racers Run, and Pit Stop on down. But that's, I think I know who owns that property, or who owned it and probably donated it to Hueytown for these trails. But I want y'all to see this next sign here. Tornado Alley. More difficult trail. Keeps on going down through there. It's the same one we saw earlier, man. It looks, looking at that sign, that's in the yellow. That looks like that's a long trail there. You're up for it. Come up here and walk it. I'm not today. I don't really have the time. I would like to at some point later on in the future. We'll go down here and look at this Racers Line. There's a family up here in Hueytown that they had a construction business. I think they still do a little bit of construction. I don't really know, but they got a go-kart track on their property, and they'll have races, or did at one time. And the John Travolta movie, Trading Paint, part of it was filmed on their property. A buddy of mine that, well, it's his grandparents that owned it. He said John Travolta seems to be a fine man. Said he treated everybody like they was, you know, real human beings, not like you see a lot of these other actors and actresses. Said he was really down to earth. Another park bench. Coming into another trailhead here. Let's see here. Okay, this is for the pit stop. And this one is Racers Run. We're going to continue on down this bigger path here. I got to be getting on back toward the car. We're going to finish this out. And we're going to head on back. Might take another road down, another trail. Explore a little bit more. But this is the end of Racers Run here. Just noticed that one actually had a mountain bike on the picture, on the sign, so you definitely can bring your bike up here and ride. I wasn't 100% sure. I don't pay attention that close. Mountain bikes really ain't my style. Thought about getting one, make these videos and stuff a little easier. But in reality, I just like walking. Posted private property sign there. I guess we're gonna have to turn around. Thought This might keep going a little bit, but it hasn't. We're gonna turn around, head on back toward the car. And folks, just to let y'all know what I'm wearing today. I'm in a t-shirt, blue jeans, and some old running shoes that are about wore out. Don't think that you've got to have all the right equipment to come on the hike. Just get outside. I would say I'm in the right equipment right now for what I'm doing. Get you an hour or two every weekend if you can. And like I said in the previous video, here in Birmingham, around Birmingham, in Alabama, but in the Birmingham area, we are absolutely covered up in places close. I mean, you can go an hour in any direction from Birmingham, and you're passing thousands of acres that you can get out and hike in. Out toward Oak Grove, past Oak Grove, into Walker and Tuscaloosa County, you got Mulberry Fork management area. And there's plenty of roads to ride out, to drive your car. Don't get out there on four-wheeler or side by side or dirt bike. Everything has to be a legal vehicle. And you got to be careful during hunting season. But you can go out there and hike anytime you want to, from my understanding. I go out there and scout. Now I've got a hunting license and a license to be on that property, a management area license for hunting. But I don't know of anywhere that I've seen on the road saying that you can't just go out there and just walk around being just a, somebody that's not hunting. And that's on out toward, they call that beat 10 down there. It gets a little rough sometimes. It has been rough in the past. It's a lot better now than it used to be. But I will say, you probably need a four-wheel drive, and at the very least, a high clearance vehicle. I mean, something high clearance like a crossover or a Subaru or something like that would suffice. But you ain't driving a Honda Civic or a Accord out there, or a Camry. It is some very rough roads that they have not been maintained very well. And there's people that actually live out there, and I don't know how they can afford to keep the maintenance up on their car. Because if you spend one hunting season out there, one deer season, one turkey season, you've about got to get a whole new rebuild on your front end. We're going to look at this sign again, see which way I can go to get out of here. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go hit this Byron's Pass right here and go down to the Gopher Burrow, and I'm going to take that long track back around to here where I'm at. And then I might hit this mine shaft trail right here in the pink and see where that goes to. I just got to keep an eye on where the trails are at. I'll be backtracking a little bit, but that's all right. So back to what I was saying about what you need to be able to come out and hike. Get you, cheap backpack, cheap nalgene bottle. Heck, you can pick a bottle up from Walmart about $10 probably, if that much. Throw some clean water in it. Might want to get you some bug spray. depending on where you're going. I hadn't been ate up today where I'm at, which is kind of unusual for this area. But I do have some bug spray I'd like to recommend. It's called Hunt. It's picaridin. Picaridin formula. They make a spray and a lotion. You can go to the link in my bio, and if you buy some, I get a little bit of a, I get 10% off on that. This is Byron's Pass. This is where we're going to cut through. But yeah, I make 10% off of the proceeds. And if you do that for me, that would be great. Every little bit of money to help me put some gas in my tank and keep making posts would be great. And I've got some other things in my bio there in the links, that the Amazon links that I have tried and I think is a good thing to have. Hold on just a second, folks. See, that's another dead tree. It ain't got a lick of bark on it. That's what you call a widowmaker. Can be. So anyway, what I was saying, Amazon, I think I put a nalgene bottle on there, some vertx pants that I've recently come across, and I really like those. They stretch. They're a thicker material, thicker than most denim, and almost like a Carhartt or canvas, but they're nowhere near that rough, and they flex with you. And they went with me to Africa, held up in those briars down there, thorns, and I was really impressed with those. I think I've got some other things in mind, but the putting on there, everything I put on will be stuff that I have tried, and it's going to be stuff that I've tried and what I think is helpful for anybody, and I'm going to try to keep it inexpensive. Those pants are pretty expensive for a pair of pants. Just go get you some cheap blue jeans if you want to, but those pants there I was very impressed by, and if you can get you a pair, maybe 2, 3 of those to get out here and walk around in the woods in, they'll treat you right. I think I've also got a helikon-tex poncho. They got multiple colors, multiple different camo patterns, but I heard from a bushcraft YouTuber, and I bought one, and I've used it, and it works. So, and it's not real bulky, it's not real heavy. See there, another piece of tin off of a roof. Look at there, we got us some mushrooms. I've had some of these pop up in my yard the other day, and what I picked up on Google was a Manzanita Nicolai, I believe is what that said on Google. It claims they're edible. I don't know, I ain't trusting it. From what I understand, the Manzanita family of mushrooms has a lot of deadly ones, a lot of poisonous ones. Some of them I think is the psychedelic one. I ain't no mushroom expert. I don't suggest eating them, especially if you don't know what you're doing. I don't know what I'm doing when it comes to mushrooms. But anyway, just go check those links out. They'll help me out. So I'm trying to help you out and entertain you. There's some mountain bike tracks through here. Somebody's been using this trail. I'm glad somebody is. And again, like I keep saying, I want everybody to get out in the woods. That's why I want to hit on the places that you can go walk for an hour. And I want to hit on the places you can spend a week, 2 weeks. Probably couldn't see the whole place for a year. In an entire year. If you was to keep on at it every day. Bankhead National Forest is one of them. I want to say the management area, Black Warrior management area, is 90,000 acres, and I think the rest, which the National Forest is around, it surrounds that management area. I think the National Forest is another 90,000 that encapsulates the management area. And that's 180,000 acres. So you can explore, fish, hunt, hike, canoe. You got a wilderness area up there. I haven't ventured off into it too much. You got to be careful there. It's got a bunch of what I would consider canyons. I think this is that Gopher Trail. Yeah, the Gopher Burrow Trail. Look at that tree across the road already. That's right. Come on. That's Byron's Pass. I want to figure out which trail this is before I just go up it and don't know. I don't see any signs. I don't have a map on me other than what I've recorded. That's all right. I think this is the first one we're coming to, is the Gopher Trail. Gopher Burrow Trail. But to our east of Birmingham, I know you got Mount Cheehaw, Chockalocka Management Area, Talladega National Forest, the Talladega District of the Talladega National Forest. To our south, we've got the other district, which is the Okmulgee District of the Talladega National Forest. And I grew up hunting not far from there, about halfway between Centerville and Selma. And I have rode around. I've turkey hunted, squirrel hunted the Talladega National Forest on that end, and it's pretty down there. Very, very pretty down there. And inside that one, you have the Okmulgee Management Area. And I've hog hunted it. Didn't kill any hogs, but I have hog hunted it. Hog, squirrel, deer. Did a little turkey hunting there. It's absolutely beautiful to go into. You got some hunters camps down there. You're able to camp there all year round. Point being, get outside. This trail right here is a little more challenging. It's not bad. It's just not as wide. You can see somebody has been riding their mountain bike up to here. Could, somebody could be riding dirt bike up here. Not supposed to. We got a bunch of outlaws around Hueytown. NASCAR legends. Everybody knows how NASCAR got started. Breaking the law was in our blood in this area. But man, these woods are pretty. That one right there is called the Coal Chute. From what I could tell on the map earlier, it zigzags down through there a pretty good bit. Oh, that one's for mountain bikes only. They don't want you walking on that one. I just realized that. No hiking right there, but mountain bikes. So if you got a mountain bike, come on up here. Ride it around. I'm sure it'll be pretty fun. Heck, if I get me one, I might come up here and try it. All right, folks, we come to the end of the Gopher Burrow Trail, or back up here to the Mountaintop Trail, where we started from earlier. I am gonna walk to the end of the trail here and start down this peak line. I just started here, went all the way down through here, turned on the Gopher Burrow, ended up here. We're going to walk down this road here and hit the mine shaft, and we're taking that back to the car. I just saw something I want y'all to see, and I always find it kind of interesting when I do find it. This tree right here, it's got that leaf, it's got that kind of leaf, and see, this is a perfect example. That leaf, this leaf, and this leaf. There's 3 different leaves off of one tree. That is the sassafras tree, or bush. I don't know what it's classified as, but the root is what they used to make root beer out of. That's where we get root beer. They don't use that anymore. I think they claim that root on that has some type of toxic chemical in it. I don't really know, but I have pulled those up before and cut into them, and they do smell like root beer. I hadn't tasted it because I think it's got a toxic chemical in it. I like that type of stuff. Plants, edible plants. Being able to tell what kind of plants what. I was out walking in the woods one time with some friends of mine, and one of us girl was with us, and we come up on some blackberries, and she wasn't raised in the woods. I was 16, 17 years old, and hang on, sorry about that, folks. Somebody come up on me and I didn't want to get them on camera. People are funny about that. But anyway, we found that blackberry bush, and she's scared to death. She said, "You can't just go eating berries out of nowhere." All right, so got another sign here. See where we're at, and this is the start of the mine shaft trail. We're gonna go down it. And I didn't think nothing of them blackberries. Man, I see blackberries, I grab them. Never crossed my mind, hey, these, somebody else would be worried about them being poisonous. That's what we grew up doing. That and muscadines, mulberries. Love them. Now, some sorry piece of crap done come out here and threw out a Chick-fil-A cup. They don't care nothing about it. Talking about that, we're gonna pick that up. I should have brought a little small bag with me, I guess, to throw some trash in if I see it. I'm gonna have to start doing that. It aggravates me when people just throw crap out. Make everything. That right there is enough to make them want to shut this down. Not right now, but if it gets bad enough. I mean, the city don't want to be, I guess the city runs this. City don't want to be paying somebody to have to walk this trail every day to have to clean up. And if the city don't mind, the taxpayers don't want that to happen. And this starts becoming more of a burden on the taxpayer than it is a blessing. Taxpayer's gonna say shut it down. A little rocky here. Not a big deal. Just take note of that, y'all. Y'all come up here. Still easy walking. A lot easier than other places I've been. I do suggest having some good soled shoes. I mean, you probably get by with some flip-flops up here if you wanted to. That's just not for me. So, I think it's up here. I've heard people talk about rattlesnakes being real bad. Luckily, I ain't come across one today. Every time I step off trail, copperheads are on my mind. I do not like snakes, and we are absolutely covered up in them in this area. Get out here and bring your dogs. That old girl up this pass back there, I shut the video off. She had her dogs with her. Dogs love to get out here and walk around in this. I suggest keeping them on the leash. She had one that was off the leash. As soon as she saw me, she put it on the leash. I don't care about dogs. Don't bother me none. I actually really like dogs. I don't have one right now because it makes it difficult for me to be able to travel and board them. You know, a lot of dogs' temperaments aren't good with boarding, really. Stick them in there for a week. Get back home, they're mad at you, or you have to give them, they have to be prescribed anxiety medicine and all. I just don't think it's really fair to the animal. But I do really enjoy dogs. And those boarding services are there for a reason. I mean, heck, if you got a dog, you've got to, and you got places you got to go, you've got to be able to board them. I don't have anything, no gripes about that. I just travel too much. I'd be having to board a dog every 6 months or so. Maybe every 3 months. I don't know. It depends on when I get a wild hare and want to go for a ride. It looks like right here, all this garbage, folks who made this trail, looks like they just come into it and didn't pick any of it up. I don't think they didn't leave it. They didn't put it here. It's too old for them to have put it here, but they didn't clean any of it up, don't look like. Definition of not my job. I don't really care for that kind of attitude. It's not my job to pick trash up off the trail, but I do it. Another piece of trash there. Broken glass. We can do better than that. I'm going to say, with this service road being like it is, people have drove up here with their own personal garbage and just thrown it out in trash bags. I don't think that, you know, the people making this trail should have, I don't think it should have been their main job to try and clean the trash up, but you pick a little bit up. This ain't a dump out here. I am kind of surprised I haven't come across a snake trying to sun or anything like that. Don't get me wrong, I'm glad I haven't. I don't like snakes. Not the poisonous ones anyway. Heck, even the non-poisonous ones make me about kill myself trying to get away from them. trip over some rocks or something. Definitely scare you to death. There's some more of those amanita mushrooms right here. This is what they look like when they're completely filled out. They open up wide like that. There's the main road. I just realized that. See the yellow stripes? We're getting close to being back toward the car. I'd like to know why they call this the Mine Shaft Trail. This area is called Virginia Mines. But I'd like to see an old mine shaft. I think that'd be kind of cool. See, there's the entrance to the trail right there. We're going to continue this on out instead of cutting it short. Folks, I don't know what kind of bug that is. I think it's a spider. I ain't never seen no spider like that. Black body, red legs. Kind of cool though. I don't know what he is. Alright. Getting close to the car now. See the parking lot right there. Alright folks, again this is the sign. We're done with this trail. So far I like it. I have to come back and do some more when I have some more time. I highly encourage y'all to come and give it a shot and see what you think. Y'all have a good day and be careful. God bless. Thanks for watching. Product links are in the description below.